everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is a bacon video, but it's a cheats bacon video, and I thought today that we would make some sort of festive sausage rolls and some sweet mince pies, because who doesn't like a sweet mince pie at Christmas? And this is so simple to do, and it looks like it's homemade, because it kind of is homemade, but there's like little cheats, you know, but it totally looks like the homemade look. You can give these as gifts as well, you know. So especially the sweet mince pies, you could box them up in a lovely box and gift them to like neighbours or friends. So without any further delay, I'm going to show you what we're going to be using today. So you'll be happy to know that we're not going to use much ingredients today. So what we are going to use is this puff pastry. Now this one's from Aldi, but you can pick it up anywhere, but it is cheap in Aldi. So you need some of these, I would say about 2. I've got 2 defrosting, so when you buy these in the chiller cabinet, please take them out, leave them out and bring them to room temperature. I've removed the packaging, you know, so they'll come to room temperature quicker. So you'll need some of those, depending on how many sausage rolls and things that you want to make. I've chose these sausages, but you can absolutely do whichever ones you want. So I've got the Bramley apple pork sausages from Aldi. What I'm going to put with them is this Bramley apple sauce. So that's the ingredients you'll need for one recipe. Yes, very, very simple. We like the simpler ones though, don't we guys? And for the next recipe, oh, actually, you could, if you wanted, get some turkey sausages and you could put the cranberry sauce instead. It's up to yourself, but, you know, any sauce. Now, for the sweet mince pies, all we're going to need is, again, some pastry, ready raw pastry, and a jar of mince meat, the sweet mince meat. This is a big jar, but you can get smaller ones if you don't want to make many. And a little bit of ice and sugar. So that's all you're going to need for that recipe. So very, very simple ingredients. So equipment wise, keeping it very, very simple, you're going to need a chopping board, a rolling pin, some pastry cutters. Now this is for the sweet mince pies, so a pastry cutter, and yeah, just a couple of pastry cutters. I've got this snowflake one, and I've also got this star one. A tin of some description, sort of this is actually my Yorkshire pudding tin, but you know, a muffin tin, anything like that, or you can just be like me and use your seasoned Yorkshire pudding tin. And you're going to need a knife as well. And for your sausage rolls, you're going to need a bacon tray of some description as well. So equipment wise, not very many at all. This rolling pin, yes, this is a new addition to my kitchen. I have used it once. It's okay. I do probably prefer my old one in all honesty, but each to their own. But we're going to use this one today. Right guys, I thought we'd start with the sausage rolls. So I'm going to just dust my surface with a little bit of flour. I'm just using a little bit of plain flour. I have washed my hands and removed my rings. Right. So we just unravel this very carefully. Now you can keep this paper, and I'll tell you why in just a sec. I'm just going to lightly flour the top of it. It's just so the rolling pin doesn't stick. Right, I've just taken these off the ends of the rolling pin. I'm not going to bother with them. They're just a bit of a faff. You know, I'm so used to judging things by now. You know, I just find it quicker. I can't be bothered faffing on with it. But you know what, it's fine if you want to do that. I'm just going to slightly roll this pastry out. Just a little. I think it makes it stretch a bit further as well. So yeah, I'm not keen on this rolling pin. You can see it's making groove marks there. Now my old one wouldn't have done that. So yeah, it's I really don't rate this one. Right, now I've just slipped a cutting board underneath the pastry because I don't want to cut my bench. But all I'm going to do is cut this into sort of thirds at first. This is where your sharp knife comes in. So I'm going to cut it into thirds, into 3, and then I'm going to cut across the middle horizontally. Oh, that's a bit off. Horizontally across the centre. So we've got 6 squares. Right, I've just popped the light on so you can see, because it's getting dark and it's not even afternoon, you know. It's actually only it's just gone 11:30, but it's so dark. Anyway, we're going to use some Bromley applesauce, and we're going to put some of this on each of our squares and just kind of spread it around. Try not to get too close to the edges. So we just spread that around a little. It's mostly sort of in the centre, because this will just sort of ooze out if you put too much in. So I'll carry on doing this. Right, next we're going to open our sausages. These are slightly frozen and they've started to defrost, but we're just going to take our sausages out, and we've got 6 of them, so we're just going to pop those on top like so on each of our squares. Now what you can do here is you can either just fold the pastry over, and this gives a really nice rustic look as well. So you can just fold it over like that, which is the route I'm going to go. Actually, we could do with putting a little bit of water on to make this stick. So I'm just going to wet the edge of this. Sorry, I kind of jumped the gun there, but just wetting the edge and then pressing it down. So if we just wet the edges, your fingers are the easiest tool, and as long as they're clean, there's no problem with that. So I'm just wetting these edges. And then I'm just going to fold the pastry back on itself, making sure these edges are pressed, but we will crimp those, so no worries about that. Oh, I can't wait to try these. So I'll just finish all of those. Don't worry if some of the filling oozes out, it really does not matter. So we've got them looking like that. Now what I like to do is give them a truly homemade rustic look, and all I use is a fork, and I just crimp it with a fork like that. Just like that, Tommy Cooper. And then what we can do is cut this in half. So we've got 2 sausage rolls. This is where your sharp knife comes in. So we'll cut that in half, and you've got it looking like that. Yummy. And then all I'm going to do is you can either put little slits in the top, 2 little slits, or you can prod it with your fork, but that's all you're looking to do. So I'll continue doing these ones, the rest of them. So my next step is, I've got this tray here. You can either line it with baking paper, you know, baking parchment, or just oil it. You know, I'm just using olive oil, a little drizzle of olive oil. You can use butter, margarine, anything you like. It's just so your sausage rolls don't stick to it. You can actually do these sausage rolls in the air fryer if you want to, which is a lot quicker, and especially if you just want to do a few. But yeah, I think I'm going to do them on this tray. You can also freeze these sausage rolls at this point. So what I would do at this point, if I wanted to freeze these and bag them, I do have a video where I did last year, and all you need is a board, and you would use this paper. I'll just show you this paper. You would just use this paper, you know, cut it down, and then you would pop your sausage rolls on here, you know, then you put them in the freezer flat and freeze them, and as soon as they're frozen you can then pop them into bags, so you can batch bake them, which is brilliant. And that's exactly what I'll be doing, the same as I did last year, doing this technique, you know, just putting them on, freezing them flat, putting them in the bag with the date on, and just pulling them out over the Christmas time and baking them as and when I want them, you know, by using the air fryer. Right, so I'm going to bake mine in the oven, and I'm just going to pop them on this tray. I can't wait to try them. I've been really fancying these for a while, you know, and I only tend to do them at Christmas time, but you can do these absolutely any time of the year, and they're great for summertime as well. They're great to just do for dinner as well, you know, or like packed lunches, snacks. So I'm going to brush these with a little bit of milk. If you want a darker glaze, brush them with egg, but I'm going to use milk. Okay, little change of plan. My son has drank all the milk, so we're using egg to glaze them with. So just one egg, you know, we'll beat that up. Yeah, and we're just going to glaze them. Give them a good old coat. Right, I am going to pop them to one side, and I'm going to pop them in the oven with my sweet mince pies. So I'll pop them to one side for now, and we'll continue on. I want to bake them all together, guys, because you know it's we're living in sort of tight times, aren't we? And I like to fill the oven up when I cook. You know, gone are the days where you're putting the oven on for just one little thing. That's why batch baking, I think, is going to make a comeback, you know, because you can fill your oven up and get it all cooked in one go. So yes, and also air fryers, you know, is really, really economical to use, because you're eating just that small space up, you know. But anyway, I'm going to try and fill my oven up. So I've got these, and I'm going to pop them to one side. Right guys, moving on to our next recipe. I've just lightly floured the surface there, and I'm just gonna roll out this pastry, my next lot of pastry. Now we only want to roll it out a slight little bit, as we did before. So just a little bit both ways. That should do. Right, now I'm going to use this pastry cutter. It's fluted on this side, but it's straight on this side. Now this is out of this pack here, and it's the second biggest one. But all you have to do is kind of measure your tin, how big it is from the centre up to the sides, and then you'll know what to use. You might be able to use a cup or something like that, you know, but you just measure from the centre along and up, whichever thing you're going to use. This is just a Yorkshire pudding tin. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grease my Yorkshire pudding tin. I'll do that off camera. Okay, so I'm just going to cut some circles out with this. I'm going to get as close to the edges as I can, so we're not having any waste. I'm hoping to get 6 out of this, but remember we do need to have little lids for the pies, so we might be able to do that with the waste little bits. We shall see. So just carefully lining it up there. So we're right close to the edge, guys. We're getting as much as we can from our pastry. So to the top. I think we're going to get more than 6 from this one. Absolutely, that's fabulous. So I'm just going to keep going. And then I'm going to stop, because what we need next, we need to keep this pastry, this bit, to do some of the stars. So I'm going to use this cutter here, and I might do some snowflakes as well. So let's do some of those. Right. So just pressing out gently. These are going to look so rustic and homemade. I just thought we'd try the snowflakes as well, just to see what they look like, because I've not done them with snowflakes before. It's fun to do as well, you know, if you've got the grandkids coming. It's really good, like, activity to do with them, and then they get to eat them afterwards. I mean, I know a lot of children's not so keen on the sweet mince these days. I know my children don't like them. I don't think any of my children like them. I'm going to try and do a snowflake now. So it's just this plunge cutter. I don't know how this is going to work out, but we shall try. So it's the same principle, just cutting. Now this has a pattern to it, this snowflake. So it might not work as good, because it is quite detailed, this. Can you see that? So it's great because you just plunge it out. Let's give her a go. She says, oh, look at that. Doesn't that look fabulous, that one? I'm going to try and pick it up without breaking it. That looks lovely. I think we'll do some more of those ones rather than the star ones. I really like them. They look fabulous. So just press. It is a bit more fiddly, but plunge that out. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Let's try and do another one there. I think I prefer the snowflakes, guys. They look lovely. Let's do a few more. Right, guys, so I've done 6 snowflakes and 6 stars. I'm going to move this pastry to one side, but we're not going to waste it. We're going to re-roll it and use it, because we can get more mince pies out of that. So I'm just going to pop it there for now. And oh my gosh, that's a feather. I wonder where that's came from. It's very odd. These feathers keep appearing, you know, and they always say when feathers appear, angels are near. And I do believe in that, you know, and I hope it's my mum. I hope my mum's showing me that she's here, because I do miss her. You know, I lost my mum some years ago, and yeah, I can honestly say she was my best friend, and I miss her dearly. But I'm sure, you know, all of you guys who's lost your mums also feel the same. But I can honestly say my mum was my best friend, and I do miss her. Anyway, moving on. So I'm going to pop these. I've greased them, and all I did was pour a little bit of oil in and just went around. You use whatever you like. You know, you can use butter, margarine. I've just used olive oil because that's all I use in my kitchen these days. So I'm just going to press those gently into the tins like that. They fit quite snugly, which is good. That's what we want. So I'm just going to carry on and pop them in. It doesn't matter if they're not in perfectly, you know, because this is rustic look. This is homemade rustic look. I was going to do my own pastry, but then I thought, you know what, it's quicker to do it like this. I will do some with my own pastry, but I know some of you guys probably haven't got the time. You know, not everybody's got the time, and this is a quick one, quick and easy, you know. So I thought we'd do that, do it this way. I will definitely be doing my own pastry in future mince pies. So there, we've got the 6 in there. Right, I've just opened my jar of mincemeat, and I'm going to spoon an amount, like a generous amount in here. Oh, it smells lovely, absolutely gorgeous. The smell of this, I can't wait to try one of these either. But I'm going to fill them up, because we like a deep filled mince pie, me and David. These would be lovely to give us gifts. Right, so I filled those up, and I'm just going to pop our snowflakes on the top. I'm just going to use this fork to pick them up. Very fiddly. So just place it on the top. Doesn't that look lovely? I've seen these mince pies, you know, in Marks and Sparks and places like that. You know, and they're quite expensive for a box. So it's nice if you can do your own. David's going to be happy when he comes in from work and he smells all this cooking. And even better when he gets to eat it, you know. So they look like that. Now I've got my 5 stars there, and I'm going to do some more. Right, so I've got my sausage rolls, and I'm going to pop these on the top shelf of the oven, and then I'm going to pop these on the next shelf down. And I'll pop it on the screen how long for and what the temperature is, you know, because I never time anything. I just cook it. I don't know, my mum was the same. She never timed anything, she just cooked it, you know, like she just knew when it was done. And I guess I'm the same, but I know some guys, you know, you probably need cooking times and you know, temperatures. So I will work it out and I will pop it on the screen. Okay, I forgot to say, brush these with some milk. I've managed to scrounge some. Emma brought me a little bit, so just brush it with a little bit of milk. Right guys, I'm going to do a tiny little bit of housekeeping, because as you know, there wasn't much utensils or anything used in this recipe, so it's going to be pretty quick to clean away. So I'll do that, and I'll come back when they're cooked and I'll show you what they're like, and we'll do a little taste test. Okay guys, so they're out of the oven. this is them here. Look lovely. Smell lovely as well. I'm just going to pop them on this rack here just to cool a little. So I'll just do that and let them cool. Okay, and my sweet mince pies are done as well. I did overfill these, so when you do yours, don't put as much filling in as I did because these are overfilled. So yeah, we'll get these out and then I'll put them on the rack and we'll come back. Right, I'm just going to use some icing sugar and I'm going to ice these mince pies. So I'm just using a little sieve. And a bit lumpy. If it's a bit lumpy, it's fine. You can just press it through. They do smell lovely. Right guys, so they're all done. Here they are. So now is exciting time and it's the taste test. So let us do the taste test. Oh, which one will I pick? Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to go for this one here. So let's have a bite and see what it's like. Oh, that is so nice. David's going to be a happy man when he comes in. That is delicious. It really is delicious, guys. Sorry, I didn't want to speak with my mouth full. It's lovely. The combination of the Bramley apple sausages, the pork and Bramley apple, with that little bit of Bramley apple, you know, it keeps it nice and moist, doesn't dry it out. Now, I'm going to try my mince pies now. I'm just going to get a drink first. Okay, I'm going to go and try one of these mince pies. I'm going to go for this one with a star on the top. Now, my only thing I would say about these is do not use puff pastry. Go for the short crust pastry because I think it'll be a better outcome. That's the bottom of it. They're still nice, don't get me wrong. But if I was to make them again, which I probably will make them again because these will not last long with David and me, I will make them with short crust roll out pastry. So let's try this one. Oh. Lovely, guys. Absolutely lovely. That sweet mince mint from Aldi is so nice. I mean, how easy are those? And you can totally pass them off as like your own because they technically are your own. You know, you've made them, but with shop bought ingredients. Absolutely lovely. I'm going to have another bite. Excuse me. They're just nice and warm. You know, they're not hot. They're not like lava hot. They're just nice and warm. They're gorgeous. I'm going to finish that one off with my cup of tea. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Please give them a go because they're so simple to do. And it's just nice to do, you know, even on your own or with your grandkids or your kids. So simple and just really nice. So yeah, I hope you'll join me in the next video. Thanks ever so much for joining me in this one, and I shall see you next time. It'll probably be going to be on Sunday, you know, for my next upload. What I'll probably be doing is this kitchen, because it's not decorated yet. I've got nothing up, and it's the last room of the house to be done, because David's been faffing with this thing up here, and I'll show you it in the next video. But I hope it's finished now. He's going to change the lighting, but I'll go into that in the next one. So yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of a vlog, that one. I hope you're not all too stressed, and I hope you're enjoying, you know, December so far. And I shall see you in the next one, guys. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now. Bye.